Howdy diddly dandy there. Chums, 'tis I, Captain of the Steves, and today, chums, for you guys in the viewerverse, I want to watch the deep dive that Sean Murray done on the Voyagers update, and I want to look at each section and break down what I feel that might mean for the future of the game, based off of my own logical feelings, gut feeling, and just my general time with the game. I mean, I've been here since day one, so, you know, hopefully some of my opinions have got bearing and sway. I don't know. But anyway, I'd also be after your opinions inside the comments, so get ready to get typing with those nimbly ninja fingers of yours. Heck yes. Anyway, let's jump on over and watch some of the deep dive of Shaun of the Murrays. Heck yes. Coolio.
What if you could build your own ship? If you could get up and walk around mid-flight, build a crew of friends and adventure together. Your ship is maybe the most important character in No Man's Sky.
Okay, chums, so Shaun of the Murrays, though, he says that your ship is your most important character inside of No Man's Sky. These were our ships previous. It's little single-player mini ships, yeah? Okay, that's the most important character. He's now just took that, screwed it up in a ball, thrown that in the bin, and said, right, we've got these new ships now. The most important character has been scrapped. In favour of Corvettes. But it does make you wonder what's going to happen to all these little ships. And I think we need to get into that further into the video. But for now, yes, the most important player could be the ship. Especially now with these Corvettes being so freaking modular and awesome and creative. Oh!
It's so central to the game that now when we change it, everything in the game feels completely different.
Again, I agree, Sean. Everything does feel extremely different now we've got these ships. I mean, the possibilities this opens up is immense. But something that has changed fundamentally of the game is landing these things. I mean, I know you don't have to. You can just jump out the back and freaking skydive down. But there's so many structures that have landing pads. Just to name a few, you've got the Colossal Archives, you've got the trading posts, and you've got the minor settlements. All of these have got landing pads attached to them. Landing pads made for this sort of ship, not these massive great big Corvette ships. So I'm wondering whether we might get some sort of update like Orbital 2.0, where they update all of these ground-based planetary structures to house these giant Corvette ships that we now have and are piloting and enjoying. Because otherwise it becomes rather tedious trying to land by a Colossal Archive or any of these bases with tiny landing pads on. It just feels immersion breaking slightly currently, and it wouldn't surprise me if Hello Games have to do a lot of reworking for a lot of these buildings that have these sort of landing pads.
The ships have real interiors, med bays, sleeping quarters, war rooms, radars, teleporters. It changes how you play.
Okay, now this one's quite interesting because Shaun of the Murrays mentions that it's got multiple interiors. We've got the Titan interior, we've got the Ambassador interior, and there's another one that I always freaking forget. But the Ambassador interiors, right, they look exactly like the ship from Aliens. I mean, I put a picture over here of the ship from Aliens, right? Well, that's the ship from Aliens, nice and bright and white with lots of little lights. This is the ship from No Man's Sky. Interior. The Ambassador interior. Spot the difference, right? They're almost identical. Why hasn't Hello Games lent on the races inside of No Man's Sky as inspiration? Why have we not got Korvax, Viking, Gek and Autophage interiors? I mean, they only just gave us Autophage base parts inside of the Beacons update for our settlement. It's a very strange move. It's almost like some of the developers in Hello Games said, right, I've got an idea. Hear me out. I want alien ship interiors. Yeah, go on, do it, yeah. It makes you wonder, if they are going to update all these buildings on the planet's surfaces, are they going to make them look more in keeping with the interiors that we now have inside of the ships, the Corvettes, down on planet? It would be the opportune time for them to do it. But at the same time, I'm thinking, well, we've grown with the game, with Korvax, Viking, Gek and Autophage type stuff. Could it transition, and could it transition in a believable way? I mean, which race would you actually tie to that nice Ambassador interior? Could that work for the Korvax? Or could it be that Hello Games are now going to add in Korvax, Viking, Gek and autophage interiors for the Corvettes in a later update? It could go either way, and I'm really interested to see which way it goes. Also, Shaun of the Murray's also mentioned there about how each of the different sections, like the technology sections, are actual real and realised. I mean, he said about radars, teleporters, sleeping quarters, med bays. Well, the med bays currently don't do anything at all. They don't even function like, you know, the ones that we get on our base to increase our shields or our health. It'd be nice if it did that, at the very least. Or when you interact with it, maybe it comes up almost like the appearance modifier and also gives you back all your health. That'd be quite nice. It's like the actual sleeping quarters, the bays. You can't sleep on them, you can't pass day. You can't even have like an emote if you're laying on them. So you can't really use those either. Teleporters. We've got a red button at the back of the ship that teleports you down to the planet or onto your freighter or whatever. But I think it'd be really nice if they actually gave us a teleporter pad, a bit like inside of Star Trek. And you go on over and you operate a console. Yeah, waiting, get in the teleporters. I'll beam you down to the planet's surface. That's my teleporting sound. I know, I'm good. And then after they finish the mission, they can say, Captain Steve, we're ready to beam aboard. And I can go, right, back over to the console. Oh no, it goes the other way. And they teleport back in. Yeah? I know, it's like you're there, isn't it, with these sound effects. Oh, miss my freaking forte. Yeah. Anyway, it'd be nice if all the bays all worked, like the refiner, like the map screen. I mean, there are ones that do work. It'd be nice if they gave us one like on our freighter that lets you scan the system and so you know where all the planets are, some sort of scanner tool. And it'd be nice if there was more functionality, especially in multiplayer, where you can actually press buttons, a bit like Star Trek Bridge Crew. That'd be freaking epic. Yes, it would. So yeah, it'd be nice to have more functionality to each of these modules, for sure.
And then there are these moments, just looking out of the window, the universe flying by, and it's changing how the game feels too.
Okay, it's changing how the game feels. Right, I've got a VR headset. Now, I put on that VR headset and I played this update in VR. And I go to the back of my Corvette. I pull the lever down. Down comes the hatch. I walk out to the edge of the hatch, looking into oblivion. You know, you're just looking into space. It's like, I can step off of this if I want. And I did. And you know that feeling that you get onto an escalator when it's not moving and you expect it to move? I had that feeling. It was that weird feeling in the gut of your stomach where you go, oh, this feels weird. Oh my days. People, if you've got VR or you've got a friend that's got VR and you can play No Man's Sky in VR, try this update and try doing a skydive, try doing a spacewalk, because trust me, just having a joypad in your hand and pressing up on the thumbstick is very different to stepping off. Okay, it's a whole new feeling. And oh, VR players, you've got it good. You've really got it good. Okay, well, let's open the hatch and let's fly out into space, shall we? Oh my days. Oh, this feels different. This has got a different feeling to it altogether. Oh my days. With the joypad, you just make the limp. You don't even think about it. But oh my god, that makes your belly feel funny. Oh, I've fallen. I'm out. Oh, I'm okay. I'm okay. Oh, this is insane.
Building your own ship, decorating it with friends, your own space that you share together, everyone with their own roles. It feels really special.
I think this is probably the only statement here that I really disagree with. Mainly because when he says you've got your own roles. Okay, I'm in the pilot seat. I'm piloting my Corvette. I stand up, put it into autopilot to go and mix and mingle with my friends. They're all doing their individual things that feel special. They're all just sitting on the sofa. They're all sitting on the sofa. Are we there yet? Are we there yet, Captain? Because there is nothing for the other players to do on your ship. There's no turrets for you to be shooting at targets. That you can't even grow some plants. That's my plants. I'm growing them. Yeah, you can pick them. You can pick the plants. That's about it. That's about all you're going to be doing. There's not much for the actual other players to be doing currently. And like I was saying, it'd be nice if there were consoles that they could all interact with. It'd be nice if I could say, right, you go on the scanners, you go on the guns, and you're going to be doing whatever, you know? It'd be nice to be able to assign tasks out, but currently that's not a thing. This is not Star Trek Bridge Crew. If you come in here thinking that from this trailer, you're going to be bitterly disappointed. So that's the only thing that I disagree with right now, but I bet you it's on their radar. I bet you that's something that they're playing with as we speak inside of Hello Games, and I'm wondering whether that's going to be something that comes in a very near update. Yeah.
Building a spaceship, it's really different to building a base in No Man's Sky. You can show it off in the space anomaly, you play in it with friends, it's with you on every planet.
Okay, now I don't think Hello Games is ever going to overly take away from the base building community, because the base building community is pretty well established. And also from the actual portal inside the spatial anomaly, they have featured bases that you can teleport to, which is pretty darn freaking awesome. I love base building inside of No Man's Sky. Is it going to die off? No, I don't think it is. I think it's going to take a little bit of a backseat for a little while people are playing around with these new fangly dangly Corvettes, but I don't think base building is going anywhere. In fact, I think base building is going to add to the Corvettes in a roundabout way. You've got to think about the Quicksilver store. The Quicksilver store often has things that you can place on your base, be that decals, plants, rocks, whatever. You can place all that on your Corvette. So anything that they add to the Quicksilver store from now on in is going to add not only to base building but also to Corvette building. And I'm hoping that Hello Games realise that we want more shaders, more colorizations, more customizations for our Corvettes for the interior and exterior, and more ship parts. And inside the game files there's a couple of ship parts that we don't have now that could be being worked on. And one of those looks like a multiplayer sort of like control deck that almost looks like the actual Starship Enterprise sort of deck, dare I say. It could be something that they just played with and then scrapped. But I was wondering whether it might even be for freighters. I'm wondering whether they might show a little bit more of this modular love to freighters. But we will see. We will see what the future brings. I'm very, very interested for the future.
Every adventure, it's your home. This has been one of the biggest undertakings for our little team. Every area of the game has to be reworked in some way.
So even Sean said it there, every single area of the game had to be reworked in some way. And I think what they've done is just the major places. The major places people frequent, stations and the spatial anomaly. That's what they're focused on right now. They haven't done anything planet side. I think that's next. I think that's next, peeps. I think that could be coming. Yeah, and I think Sean realises that inside this trailer where he says everything has now got to be reworked. And I wouldn't be surprised if after they've done planet side stuff, they then start looking at the relationship that the player has with their base, with their freighter, and with everything else they've implemented thus far. This is a new stepping stone. Version 6.0, I think, is a new turning point based off of these ships. And why would I say that? You've only got to look at Sean Murray's feed over on Twitter and see the actual posts that he's been posting as of late, people. Let's jump over to Twitter and have a quick look, shall we? Okay, so we're over on the old Twitter space right now, and this is Sean Murray's feed as of the 10th of September. He has posted one other thing to say that there is a bundle that's live right now, and if you buy it, it actually goes to a very good cause, helping children that have got disabilities getting into playing into games. So yeah, go pick it up and support a decent charity. But anyway, every single post that he has put up has been these new Corvettes, and some of them are freaking amazing. I mean, look at that. That's very Star Wars influenced, isn't it? Heck yes, but there's all sorts going on there. I mean, look at that. That's cool. I used to have an iron that looked like that. We got the Ecto from frickin' Ghostbusters. And that guy from that Disney movie that no one liked called Cars. And this one, Clippy. Heck yes. Well, they might have liked it. I wasn't overly fond of that one, to be fair. But yeah, there's another one there. Look, it's all Corvettes. All Corvettes. And some of them look very sort of Star Trek or Battlestar Galactica influenced. Oh, look at that. That's pretty cool. It was like one of those hammers you use to smash glass on a car that's crashed. That's cool as well. Oh, look at this. I mean, you got to think, chums. This is what people are building, like, what, a month? Not even a month in. What are they going to be building in a year's time? You know, or even just 6 months' time? It's insane. This has opened up a whole new avenue of play, this update. And I think it goes to show inside the Steam numbers like 100,000 people in game on a 9-year-old game, and we've had loads of patches, loads and loads of patches have come out now, people, to fix bugs and issues. So if you was on the fence about jumping in, now's a good time to literally jump on in. Right, well, let's go back to watching good old Sean, shall we, and get on to the next section.
Having your multiplayer crew walking around, just calmly editing your ship as it travels at warp speeds towards a planet. It's actually pretty insane what's going on behind the scenes to make all of that work.
Well, to be fair, on launch, it didn't really work. Okay. If you go back to my last Friday, where me and my mates tried to get on a singular Corvette just to do the weekend mission, it just wasn't happening. It wasn't happening. Since that last Friday and now, though, we've had, what, 2 or 3 major freaking updates. You just saw the patches over on Sean's feed, and they read like the freaking credits to a Marvel movie. We're going to be trying it again this Friday. I did actually hit up multiplayer and tried some of the things just the other day, and it was working. It was working there and thereabouts. It was like 1 in 4 ships rendered perfectly, but the other 2 or the other 3 would be a little bit scuppered or a little bit squiffy, or I'd be traversing the ship and another ship would land on top of it, and then I'd be merged into 2 interiors and I couldn't work out how to get out again. I had to do a reload. So there's still issues, and I still think we're going to face issues this Friday, but a lot less issues than the Friday before, and it can only get better, right? It can only get better, especially if we're reporting the bugs and even making videos on the bugs and sending them over to Hello Games saying, hold on, can you fix this bit? Yeah. But anyway, like Sean says, it's hard to understand everything that's going on in the background. When you just look at how many platforms No Man's Sky is available for, and then just how big this undertaking was, for somebody to actually green light this project at Hello Games and say, yeah, we're doing this, knowing just how many platforms there are and the complexities of doing this on a 9-year-old game, that's insane. I didn't expect this. This update took me by complete surprise just because of the technical wizardry involved in it, and also how it now reshapes the game, which Sean Murray seems to be fully aware of. It's like, if you're going to do something ambitious, and that's what Sean said when he talked about, you know, making a game. Shall we make another Joe Danger? And he was like, no, if we're going to do something, I mean, even the smallest game, you're going to run into a load of bugs and it's got its complexities. Let's go for the most ambitious thing we can think of, and that's No Man's Sky. And now their next project, Light No Fire, is going to be even more ambitious, in Sean's own words. So the guy's really opened himself up for a challenge. And you know, you've got to respect that, haven't you? That takes some freaking balls in games development to change the whole direction from these ships that we know and love to Corvettes that are completely custom, that we might have gone, but we like these too much, Sean. We like these. We're sticking with these, mate. We don't want that. But I think he listened to the community. After seeing Starfield and the shipbuilder, like, we need to do this. We need to get onto that. We need some of that in No Man's Sky.
And then on our other game, Light No Fire, you have these real oceans to navigate. We need boats and crews, and this tech is being developed for both games.
So Sean lifted and shifted all the water, sort of like functionality and mechanics and algorithms and code, from Light No Fire and brought it into No Man's Sky. So now we've got the lovely water mechanics that we got from Light No Fire in No Man's Sky. Now he's lifted and shifted this ship technology and ship building stuff from Light No Fire over into No Man's Sky. So from that we can deduce that our ships that travel across the oceans are going to be modular, custom built, and have all of their own interiors. I hope some of them got Pirates of the Caribbean type theme or a Lord of the Rings type theme. I mean, we've got to think fantasy realms here, right? And I'm just equating it to the fact that they've just nicked the interiors from Alien. So maybe they might take influence from some of those other genres. We can only but hope, can't we? It makes you wonder, who was their inspiration for Light No Fire when it comes to artistic direction? Because it looks freaking great, doesn't it? But not only that, it does make me think, why didn't Hello Games capitalise on this and release a trailer for Light No Fire that actually shows these ships? They've hinted at it, so we know it's there. They could do another trailer for Light No Fire right now, just on sailing. and the ships that you can create. They don't have to show any of the land, just show some of the ocean and some of the creatures that might attack your ship. And the reason why you need a multiplayer crew to fend them off with cannons or something, or drop an anchor on their head. Yeah, if I was Hello Games right now, I'd put out a sneaky light no fire trailer just on sea traversal, because we know it's going to be there. It's not really a spoiler, is it? It'd be nice to see as well. It might reignite the fire for light no fire over on Steam. I mean, at the moment you've got so many players playing No Man's Sky. If a new trailer popped right now for light no fire, that's going to trigger quite a lot of people's wish list fingers, let's face it.
Voyagers is version 6.0. It's a big milestone. Honestly, one of our biggest updates.
So Sean is saying this is one of their biggest updates, and I think that's in technical terms. I mean, next, adding in multiplayer and player models and changing the way that we even see the game, and also added in refining of products and so much more. Next, for me, was the biggest update when it comes to terms of content and change of direction. But this, like I said, 6.0, I think is a new stepping stone on a new avenue to embark on. Because I think Hello Games needs to now rework the game around these ships to make them feel believable in the environments that they're in. Because right now, they almost feel like a bolt-on extra to what's there. I kind of feel that Hello Games needs to completely either replace these ships totally. You know, they might say, look, you know, we're doing away with the old ships because we're getting rid of all the small landing pads. You know, you've got like another 6 months with your old ships. If you do scrap these ships, though, you're going to get some unique parts for each ship that you scrap. You know, that could be quite cool. It's like if you scrap an exotic ship, it'd be nice if you got an exotic array of interiors. Because the exotics are my favourites, to be fair, like the little guppy and stuff like that. They're really quite cool. I like all the ornate like textures on them. It'd be nice if you scrapped an exotic ship to get exotic textures for your ship, exotic interiors for your Corvette as well, and some extra additional parts and adornments to put on to make them look quite regal, to make them look a little bit like the old exotics of yesteryear. That'd be really quite sweet, you know?
What I love is that it opens up a whole new path for the future. We can't wait to see where it goes from here.
So Sean's even saying he can't wait to see where it goes from here, and looking at his Twitter feed, I mean, he's loving all these new ships and the craziness and the creativity of our community, and I have to say I'm blown away as well. I mean, I made a freaking snail the other day. Yes, I made a snail ship. If you want to see that video, I'll put a link over here. Go hit it up. It'll probably be on the end card as well. But I'm thoroughly enjoying this update, and more so than that, I see a lot of potential. I mean, as you can probably tell from this video and everything that I've said, in the direction that I hope to see it move and shape itself. I'm going to be doing polls and things over on my channel, so check out the posts tab of my channel for those polls and start getting interacting, putting in comments and things on what you think should happen with the old ships. How can we replace them? I mean, I've just given one idea, but something that I would like to see happen for these Corvettes is to have like a ship appraiser. You know, like Kronos appraises food and gives us nanites and stuff. I'd love to be able to go there with my Corvette to this new NPC, maybe an autophage, a big rotund guy made out of old ship parts, you know, these parts, legacy old ship parts. And he appraises our ships, gives us a blueprint that we can share with friends so they can easily make the same ship as us, so we can make a convoy of ships. I think that would be quite cool. But not only that, he could offer you cash for scrapping your ship. And if you do choose to scrap your ship and he's appraised it as being pretty darn good, maybe he might give you a rare piece that you can't get anywhere else other from him. And maybe it is like parts from these old ships, just in case you didn't have any to scrap or you're a new player to the game. You know, if players are able to scrap these over a 6-month period and get all these limited edition parts, maybe he's another avenue to give you those parts at a later date. I see a lot of potential in this, people. I do. Sound off in the comments with your best ideas and potential that you see with not only the Corvette ships, but also what we can do with these redundant older ships that we've been loving all of these years, because they do hold a certain nostalgia, these ships, and it will be quite hard for me to part with a couple of them. But at the same time, if the whole game is going to get reworked around the Corvettes, I don't think these are going to be around for much longer. Or if they are, it just feels very disjointed currently. It kind of feels like a bolt-on extra, these Corvettes, especially with their interiors not being akin to the races inside of game. So I'm eager to see where Hello Games takes this. After all, it's their game, it's their baby. And yes, they listen to the community and lean on the community for ideas and direction. I can only but hope they see this video and say, well, maybe we can give Captain some of this stuff. Maybe we can rework it this way, that way, and reshape it and bit, and boom, it fits our model and our idea. But anyway, until next time, people, salutamondo, goodbye, goodbye, and goodbye again.